Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to share with you something that most people applying for UK visas are not aware of, and these are the hidden costs. I'm going to give you about 10 different hidden costs that you need to be aware of and budget for before you start applying. Number one will be biometric fees. So if you're applying within the UK or from outside the UK, you will need to pay this amount for your fingerprints and the photos. This price is not included in your actual cost of visa. If you're applying from the UK, I guess if you're applying from outside the UK, this price might be different. Be sure you have to pay for your photos and fingerprints, and this is every time you want to apply for a UK visa, or if you renew a UK visa or you're changing to a different visa. This fee has to be paid every single time. Cost number two is NHS surcharge. That is also called immigration health surcharge, and that enables you to use NHS services while you're in the UK if you need a treatment and stuff like that. And this is a lot of money. When I was applying for my visas, I was paying £624 per year. So you can multiply that with every year you have to pay that. I think students is about £470 per year. So if you're planning to stay for 10 years or apply for visas up to 10 years, every year you have to pay that amount towards your NHS. Cost number three is solicitors or legal advice fee. Well, you might not need any solicitor. I did try and get one. I paid for them, but unfortunately in my case they were scammers. You probably, if you do your research, you will not get scammed. So be careful that there are a lot of scammers out there. And also, this doesn't mean that every time you apply for your visa to the UK, you will need legal advice. No, you don't have to. But as we know, some of the cases are really complex. So be sure that if your case is complex, you might or you will need a solicitor or legal advice. And these services come at a high price. But don't feel pressured. You do not need a solicitor with every application. Thousands of people have applied by themselves online and everything was successful. And so I've got an advice here for you. Do your research to ensure you hire a solicitor with expertise in your visa type. It's better to spend money on good advice than risk a refusal or a scammer. So be very careful there. Cost number four is priority processing and premium services. So if you're in a hurry and need your visa processed faster, there are priority and premium services. The price for priority service can be an additional of £500 or more depending on the visa type. And the same day premium service, it's even higher. Like, if you needed your visa very fast, that's what it is. You can apply for these premium services, but then it will cost you a lot more on top of the other costs. Priority might be worth it if you need your visa quickly, but be prepared to pay a lot extra for this convenience. Number five is travel and accommodation. You might not need this, but you always have to travel somewhere. If you're applying from outside the country, you definitely will have to travel. And sometimes you have to travel really far that you need accommodation for your appointment and then coming back. And also all this cost for travel and accommodation can add up pretty quickly. I spent thousands and thousands on my application. Watch this video here to see how much we spent when our visa was denied to go back to Germany, and the accommodation was just ridiculous. And don't forget additional trips for biometrics or to attend interviews in major cities. That's time and money. Number six is rejected applications or lost fees. In case they are not satisfied with anything, your visa is refused. And once that happens, the money is gone. One of the most frustrating hidden costs, lost fees from rejected applications. If your visa application is denied, the fee is non-refundable. I experienced this firsthand when my two visas were denied. So my first visit visa, and a spouse visa I applied from the UK. Watch this video here, it's going to tell you details. And on top of that, then we had to pay accommodation and all these things. So you might not know, but once you submit your application for whatever visa in the UK, the next step you have to do like immediately is to pay for it. And once you pay for it, that's gone. If they approve it or you're denied, the money is non-refundable. Hidden cost number 7. This is document translation and certificate fees. So if your documents are not in English, you will need to pay for certified translation, which can cost a lot of money. I've never done that before. If you applied for your visa and you had to take your paperwork for translation, can you please comment down below? So anybody who's looking to applying for this visa and they do not have paperwork in English, comment down below how much you paid, so we can have like a range of how much it might cost. And also I think on the internet you get a lot of different prices, but comment down below so we know the range of how much it might cost. Depending on how many documents you need to translate, this can add up quickly. A tip for you here: so always double check if you need your paperwork certificates to be translated beforehand, before you submit anything, because you send untranslated certificates, that's immediately your visa is going to be denied, and you do not want that, because that means you have to pay again the same amount to get your visa approved. So this is a cost you can avoid by checking in advance what paperwork needs to be translated. I believe it's not all the paperwork you have to have it translated, but check on the website. I'll leave the link of the website down below. Like I said, I've never done this service before, so check on the website and see what paperwork you have to have them translated. Cost number 8 brings us to one of the tests I have taken in the UK, and I think most of you have done. And once you ask, not to be racial or anything, but once you ask a lot of people born in this country, if you gave them that book today and asked them questions, obviously when they revise the questions, they will get it right. But ask them about the history of their country and you'll be surprised. And I'm not joking. So this is the hidden cost of life in the UK test. You will need this test if you're planning to apply for a British citizenship or naturalization. You'll have to have passed this test. I did. I passed first time. If you'd like me to make a video about the life in the UK test and how to pass it like first time, I will do that in the next video. Also comment down below. And this test costs £50, and I think this is a standard cost of £50 just for the test. So bear in mind you'll have to travel to the place. I took my test like locally, about 30 minutes drive from here to the test center. Buy books, watch videos, £10, and revise and revise and revise. This brings us to number 9. If you're applying from outside the UK, like outside the UK or outside Europe, I'm not very sure. If I was to apply from Kenya, I probably would have had to test for tuberculosis. I'll check from the website if there's any other vaccinations you have to have before you apply for any visa if you're applying from outside Europe, I should think. But also all the information will be in the website. So this is cost number 9. Hidden cost number 10, I'll call it miscellaneous and other hidden costs. This include courier, I don't know how to pronounce that, postage fees. So wherever you are, like when I was applying from Germany, I had to pay for the courier to send my paperwork from Hamburg to Berlin, and pay for them to send them from Berlin to the UK, and then from the UK to Berlin and then to me. So those are other hidden costs you have to bear in mind. So if you're applying again from outside Europe, it's going to be more costly than what I paid for. So bear in mind or check beforehand how much you need to have for the postage to you and to them and back. Also make sure you pay for the premium service that they have to sign to receive the document, and also you have to sign to receive the document, because you don't want to spend all that money only for your application to be lost, because you will have to I don't know where to get all those certificates again, all that paperwork, and this is just gonna drag your visa application length and also costs. The other one is extra copies. You definitely need originals of your paperwork, and you definitely need copies of the same, like certificates, birth certificates and the stuff, because most of the time you send the original and the copies of the paperwork. So this is also extra cost depending on how much paperwork you need to send. You need to pay money towards, copying all that paperwork. The other miscellaneous cost might be you need to have some of your certificates certified. So I've not done that before. Just check in advance if you need to have some of your certificates or paperwork certified, because I'm sure that is also going to cost you some amount of money. All these small costs can sneak up on you. So make sure that you are well prepared before you even start your application. Make sure you've got enough money and extra money to cover all these hidden costs. Are you planning to apply for any visas? Have you already applied for any visas? Comment down below. If you're just planning to apply for visas, start saving early, like 20%, 30%. Just start putting money on the side, because applying for British visas, it's very costly. I lived in Germany and that is a different story. UK, I've found that the visa cost way too much money. I might be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, just comment down below if you've ever paid more money for a different country's visa than what it is in the UK. Also comment down below. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you get a better understanding of the hidden costs involved in applying for a UK visa. If you have any questions about visa costs and application process, drop them in the comment section below. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who would like to apply for UK visa or in the process. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.